Hey everybody, welcome back to another character drawing show. I am your host and art director, Avivah. I am from the Ed Asner Family Center, and we are here to draw our friend Mr. Bart Simpson. He is a great character to draw because his line work is very simple. Most of the characters from The Simpsons have very simple styles, and all of their features are very similar. Just like how when we did Bob's Burgers last time, all of their animation styles are very similar. All of the characters are very similar, and just like their body shapes. Bart is my favorite because of his little comb hair that he's got going on. So we're gonna do this today. Most of our characters we do on this show are, for everyone. Even if you are an experienced artist or if you're just starting out now, most of our characters that we do on this show are for everyone to try and attempt. So you could follow along with me to make your Bart, or you could do your own creative twist with it and do whatever you'd like with your character. Give him a top hat, mustache, really go crazy with it. But I'm just going to give you the basics so you can add your own creative flair later down the line. So get a pencil, piece of paper, nice smooth surface, and let's get started. Okay, here is our Bart. He is a very stout little guy. I think he's I don't know how old Bart is. I think he's probably like 8 to 10, something like that. He's a rascal. But this character is great because it takes we're a great trick to not having to draw hands, which are usually kind of a little bit tricky for some people, is just putting those hands in the pockets. So we're keeping it simple today. Most of our characters that we've been doing have been looking at us straight on, but today we're going to practice a character that's kind of pivoted to the side a little bit. We can see that his body is facing to the right, and so some parts of his body might be a little bit smaller than other parts, and we'll work with that as we go. Most of this show is also a great way to give you some tips about just any kind of drawing. And this is a live show, so I am seeing all of your comments. So if you're watching, give a little hello. All right, so for our character today, we are going to start with the shapes that we are most familiar with, right? We do this every single time. So the shape that I am very familiar with, and that you probably should be too, is this lovely circle-y eyes that he's got going on. So you can use a shape that you have around your house that is circle, that you could use as a stencil, or you can just go for it by starting at the top of your paper. And we're going to make a nice circle, just about the size of I'd say a nickel. We're just going to make a little circle here. I was going around and around till I find my perfect shape. Okay, and then right towards the bottom of the eyeball, we're going to come out in a straight line, just like this, and curve it around like a little J, letter J. We're not going to make it long as the top here. And then for our second eye, we're going to have it come behind the other eye. Because remember how we were talking about how the body is turned away from us slightly? So we're not going to be able to see this full right eye. It's going to be tucked behind the other one and behind the nose. So we have our first eye, our second eye, and our nose. You can go in and add the pupils. A lot of the Simpsons characters have very simple eyes, just a little dot in the middle. Alrighty, and then you can come up above the right eye, and you're just going to give it a little bump here, right above the eyeball. Hopefully you can see that. We're just giving it a little bit of a curved eyelid, and have that go straight up for the top of the head. Just like that. And before we do our little zigzag lines, we're going to make the other side of the head by going about a centimeter away and making, instead of a perfectly straight line, we're going to slightly curve our line going up. I have a slight curve going on here because we're trying to make it look like the back of his neck, kind of. If you look in the mirror at your own neck, you'll see that you always have like a little bit of a curve there. So not a perfectly straight line. All right, we're a couple of inches away from the eyes when we start our up and down movements to make his great little hairdo that he's got going on. All of the characters from The Simpsons are so great. I love the way that they've made it, all of the animation style for them, because it's funny that some have real hair, like Mr. Burns has real hair. Even Homer has like little pieces of hair. But for some reason with Bart, his hair is like connected to his skin. And I just think that's so funny. So there we go. We've got our curve for our neck that leads up to our hair. And why don't we come down near the nose here? And we're just going to do a nice swoop of the pencil, a nice diagonal line, still with a little bit of curve there. And this is going to be our top of the lip. A lot of the characters on on The Simpsons have this like very strong overbite. So, excuse me, you're going to really make sure that you've got this really wide upper lip that kind of curves back. We're going to do a nice curved smile, not too big of a smile. We just want it to be like a light smile, a little bit mischievous as well. And you see how it's pointed here? We kind of want to round out this lip a little bit. And I'm going to actually make him a little bit more smiley just by curving it up slightly. And like most cartoon characters, we're going to add this little cheek line here, just a nice little curve. And about halfway on the mouth, you're going to add the curve of the bottom lip as well. That comes in towards the back of the neck, just slightly. It's going to be a very small little lip here. And something that I'm noticing before we continue on is that, you know, we want to adjust as we go. So we can see that this line that I originally made was a little bit too far away from our mouth. So, and our mouth is actually a little bit too short because we can use the rest of our features to kind of measure how long some of the other parts of the features of the face should be. So we can see that the mouth needs to be a little bit longer and the neck needs to come in a little bit more. And we also forgot his cute little ear that he's got on his neck. He's got a very interesting placement for the ear, but we're going to go right underneath where the eye is and erase this little area here and do a little half circle. I might make that a little bigger. I'm just going to do a little half circle here, having the top part kind of curve into the head. And then we're going to make like a little T on the inside of the ear here. I'll bring it up a little closer so you can see. See how we put a little T on the inside of the ear? Just like that. Alrighty. And so now we can go down from the lip to make the neck. Everything is one just like continuous line for the shape of the head. And we're going to kind of end the head with a nice curved line for the start of the t-shirt. Alrighty. And then on the left side, we're going to have the t-shirt come out slightly in a little curve, just like the lip of the shirt. And then right in this area here, we have this like little bell-like shape. It's like a curve with a straight line at the bottom. So we're going to do that here for the sleeve. We're going to come up, around, down, a little like U-like shape. And end it with a straight line at the bottom. And there we have a little sleeve. And now we can move on to, before we do this arm, it's probably a great idea to do the rest of the shirt. So we're going to make his like little belly that he's got going on. And so we're going to have it curve out slightly for the back of his shirt. I'm making a slightly curved line here. And then starting at the neck, we're making a straight line down for the chest and having his little belly come out slightly. Okay, just like that. And then now we can do the arm. just like 2 parallel lines coming down, one slightly longer than the other, and we're just going to end it with another diagonal line coming down towards the left side of our paper. Okay, and so now we end the shirt with a line going up towards the top right of our paper, just like this. Boop. And then another one coming down to close it off. And we're doing this shape like up and down because his arm is kind of like making his shirt go up slightly. So we're not making a completely straight line here. And then we can make his little booty. And then bring the belly down around. If it makes it easier, you can just make a nice half circle. Make him like legless for just a moment. And then you can add in right on the corner here, 2 straight lines coming down, connecting them with another straight line going across, and doing the same thing over here, right under the belly, and connecting those 2. And then you could erase these lines because now we don't need them. You actually might need the right side. We're going to connect this, kind of go over that line that we just erased actually. So once again, we see that the belly is shown, but this back leg is hidden because his body is turned away from us. So now we can finish Bart off with making his little legs. They're very short. We're doing 2 parallel lines going down, just like how we made the arms. Ending that with a curved line, just like how we did with the top of the shirt. We're going to make another one for the socks, kind of curving around like a bubble letter U. And we're going to come down straight, then across to the right, and curving it back up to the top to make a little shoe. And now we're going to make the other leg coming down, not too far away from the other one, 2 straight lines coming down. Another sock, curved and curling it around, just like that. And we're going to make the same shape that we did for the shoe, a curved line for the foot part, like the top of the foot, then a straight line going across. And you can even add the little half circle for like it's kind of like the Converse logo. And we're just going to do 2 straight lines across the bottom for the soles of the shoe. And to finish it off, we're going to do one arm peeking out from behind. So just like how we made this bell over here, we're going to do like a little half bell and bring the arm behind to just tuck it back there. Whoa, I just threw my Bart across the table. Here we go. But here we go. I'll bring this up a little bit closer for you. I know the shoes are a little bit small from a distance away, but you can see that we made the little logo there. And there is our Bart. So if you would like to add color, here is the colors of Bart. He's got that classic Simpsons yellow, a nice red shirt, and I think his pants are a little bit more light blue than this in the real show. So if you want to add a light blue, feel free to do that. It's always fun to add color to your character, especially the Simpsons, because they have to be yellow. But you don't have to make them yellow. You can make them pink or green. This is the best part about this show. You can now make your own little creative twist with our like kind of basic design that we've made. But that is going to be it for our show. The Simpsons is a great character design. So if you want to like take what we've done today and make your own version of a Simpsons character and make yourself into like a Simpson or someone that you know, or a celebrity into a Simpsons character, that'd be cool too, because you should really look up all the different characters from the Simpsons and take some features from each one and kind of mold them together to make your own new character. Because I've seen that where there's like sites online that you can do that, where you can like make your own Simpsons character, but it's so much more fun when you do it yourself on a piece of paper and practice those drawing skills that I know you guys all have inside you. So thank you for drawing with me. Stay crafty. If you drew Bart today, I'd love to see it. You can email me at avivah@edasnerfamilycenter.org. And you can also comment below your choices for next week, because we do this show every single week. I'd love to hear your suggestions, and we'll see you guys next time for another character drawing show. Bye, everybody. See you next time.